welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another edition to the See You Next Tuesday list. We are closing in on that 20 with this is episode 17. We're not kind of fingers and hand movements, yeah? Yes, episode 17 of the See You Next Tuesday list. Only 3 more to go after this, and then we can jump over to the more positive side of memories of old for Newcastle United. But we're going to finish off talking about the horror stories of the past. And this one really hurts me to talk about this one. I know it's going to get some tongues wagging in the comments. So I'm going to get stuck right into this one. So this is all about a former player that I absolutely adored when he was here. And I think a lot of people adored him, in particular, the female fans adored him as well. You know who I'm talking about. It's this handsome bastard right here, the dreamboat himself, Yohan Cabaye. Chris, what is Yohan Cabaye doing on this list? I hear you say. Well, I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Some of you might already know what I'm going to get to in a minute. But Yohan Cabaye, just to let you know, played for Newcastle United between 2011 and 2014, 79 appearances, 17 goals in that time. He took over the number 4 shirt from Kevin Nolan. We're all devastated that lost. We signed him from Lille. 4.5 million quid he was. And what a player he was. Skillful, quality, and a dirty little bastard as well. You know, he flew into tackles, got right in the mixer, great on the ball, great range of passing, could hit a strike, could hit a free kick. Just a fantastic footballer overall. And we were buzzing that he played for Newcastle United. And obviously the dreamboat, we'll call him, because he was a handsome bastard as well. But he was a fantastic footballer for Newcastle. And I was gutted when he moved on to Paris Saint-Germain. But the bit that it really gets to me about Yohan Cabaye isn't obviously all the wonderful games, isn't all the wonderful goals, you know, isn't all the wonderful passes that he did and everything else. No, the bit that gets me about Yohan Cabaye and the reason that he makes the See You Next Tuesday list, and it does kill me to say it, Cabaye, because I love you, but this guy went on strike and refused to play for our beloved Newcastle United. And that, for me, gets you on the See You Next Tuesday list, because that was an absolute dick move by Yohan Cabaye. Now, Yohan Cabaye has come out and already said about this. I think it was back in 2013 when it was a failed transfer to Arsenal, I think it was. He's come out and he basically said, you can kind of believe this a little bit, because you know about what Mike Ashley and the Cockney Mafia was like. That apparently some promises were made to Yohan Cabaye that, you know, when he came to Newcastle United, that, you know, if a Champions League club came in for him, he could move and all this kind of stuff. And obviously Arsenal came in for him, and then we wouldn't let him go, we wouldn't let him talk to them. So that's the reason apparently he went on strike to try and force a move. And that's the reason all got a little bit messy behind the scenes. Now, Newcastle fans and football fans in particular, you know, will forgive a lot, but going on strike as a player is something that really cuts them deep, because every single person in that crowd, every single person watching at home would kill for the opportunity to pull on that black and white shirt and to play for Newcastle United. And Yohan Cabaye took that for granted in that moment. He threw that back in the fans' face. It wasn't a revolt against Mike Ashley and all of his little cronies. It was a direct spit in the face to Newcastle United fans, in my opinion, and football fans in general, because if a player can just go on strike and say, I'm not playing until you grant me what I want, which is a move away, you know, then that really hurts, you know, and it kills me to put Cabaye on this list, because when we go back and do the good lists, Cabaye will probably get onto that as well, I'm sure, you know, in terms of his performances and his ability in the games that he played in, because he was meant for Newcastle and absolutely adored him. But yeah, I'm sorry, he was a bastard doing that, and I don't like that, Yohan. That's why you make the See You Next Tuesday list. I mean, it did kind of go to shit in the palm of his hand, because he left us to go to Paris Saint-Germain, and he didn't really get much of a game there, to be fair. He was there for a year. He played 39 games and 2 goals. But then he ended up at Crystal Palace after that. No disrespect to Crystal Palace, but they ain't exactly a Champions League team, are they, Cabaye? So it didn't really go to plan after throwing your toys out of the pram, mate. So you had a good thing in Newcastle United and you ruined it by going away. He's still very fondly remembered, though, by a lot of fans and me in particular moments. I still can hear that thud of the free kick against Manchester United off the bar. But yeah, sadly, Yohan, you're making the See You Next Tuesday list for that move. Anyone who goes and strike in Newcastle United, for me, deserves to be on the See You Next Tuesday list. And you did, and you are. And that's basically where we are with that one. So let us know in the comments below whether you agree or disagree, or being too harsh. Can you just not have the dreamboat on here because he was so great and so handsome as well? Or do you agree with me that not playing for us and refusing to play for us warrants the addition to the list? But as I say, drop a comment, and we always make an effort to try and reply to you. And if you like this kind of thing, subscribe, come and join us, help the channel grow, like the video. We'll be back soon, and we'll see you next Tuesday with another one of these as we're closing in on that magic 20 number from the horrors of Newcastle United's past. Have a good one, everyone. See you later. Cheers.